What to do when you're feeling overwhelmed by schoolwork. One of the most common stressors reported by my students is schoolwork. Students are often overwhelmed by the workload or they're unhappy with their grades but aren't quite sure where to start making changes. Today, I'm going to show you a few tips that will help you when you're feeling overwhelmed. Write down important deadlines. This tip may seem simple or perhaps irrelevant when you're feeling overwhelmed and looking for an immediate solution, but it can actually help you prioritize your time. An added benefit is that sometimes, if you've procrastinated, writing down all of your deadlines and upcoming assignments reminds you that there are other opportunities to demonstrate learning. Doing this can help you breathe easier if you are in a short term bind, but it can also help you to stay on track as you work toward weekly or monthly deadlines. This is one of the biggest problems I see that stands in the way of student success. That messy binder that has stacks of crumpled paper shoved in it, or that locker that barely closes. If these sound familiar, chances are you've lost an assignment or two to your mess. Set aside time to take everything out and sort it into piles by subject. Depending on the subject, you may be able to toss some old papers, but be sure to check with your teacher if you are unsure. Old notes and assignments could come in handy for that final test. A good tip is to take all your old assignments and put them in one folder for safekeeping. Make a list of what needs to get done. Plan out your time. Use your deadline calendar to help you prioritize upcoming tasks. You may also consider your current grades. If you're failing math, but have a B minus in English, for example, plan to tackle the dreaded math homework first and get it out of the way. The best part about this strategy is the feeling of accomplishment when you get to cross something off your list. Sign up for your teacher's tutoring session. As you know, each teacher at our school has a weekly tutoring session. If you are struggling with a particular subject, sign up for that tutoring. If you are generally just feeling overwhelmed with your workload, try signing up for all your teacher's tutoring sessions for a given week and see how it goes. This time is a great place to get your work done because the teacher is right there to keep you on track and answer questions. Bonus, you likely won't have too much work to do once you get home. Utilize apps in your downtime and avoid cramming. Download apps to your phone so that you have everything you need to complete your work and study. This is important to do, even if you feel like it's not useful to you. It's what I'd call a proactive solution, so that if you do find yourself in a bind at some point, you've got all the apps you need at your fingertips. If you are struggling, adding these apps can help you make use of time you normally wouldn't. Riding the bus to and from school, waiting for an appointment, waiting to be picked up. Anytime that you normally would be scrolling, you could be on Quizlet or taking that practice quiz on quizzes that your teacher posted. You know, the one that no one ever uses. This is a great way to get in some extra study time so that you don't have to cram for tests, since we know that doesn't work at the long term. And there's a bonus. If you ever leave your Chromebook at school, you already have what you need, and you don't have to stress over not having it. You also don't have to stress about downloading apps and remembering passwords in an already stressful time. Ask questions when you can. Make a list when you can't. Asking questions is so important when you're feeling overwhelmed. We tend to not get started when we aren't exactly sure how to start. Sometimes we have specific questions when we are working, but we might forget after the moment has passed. When you're in the classroom, ask your teacher if you have a question. That's what they're there for. When you aren't in the classroom, jot your questions down so that you can ask the teacher when you return to the classroom. You might want to keep a running list at the front of your binder or your folder so that you can easily write questions down for all of your teachers. This keeps you from forgetting to ask important questions. Communicate with your teachers and express concerns when you have them. Seriously, talk to your teacher and share your concerns. Your teachers care about you and want you to be successful. Most of the time, if you approach your teacher at an appropriate time and share your concerns, they will offer helpful suggestions. They can tell you exactly what you need to do to be successful in their course. And sometimes, if you ask for an extension or to retake a test when you've truly gone back and studied the material, they will allow it or at least meet you halfway. So, talk to your teachers and remember, it never hurts to ask. Set goals and specific times to work toward them. Relax and do something you enjoy when that time is up. Set a schedule for when you want to work on schoolwork and try to follow it. Set a time for when you want to be done with your work. no matter what, and honor it. Maybe it's the same time every day, or maybe it's 5 on Mondays and Wednesdays and 7 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, since you know you have a lot of reading to do on those days. Whatever you decide, when that time is up, close the notebook or the computer and relax. Doing this prevents burnout by allowing you time to recharge. Protect your time and protect your energy. Remember, it's okay not to be okay. Ask for help when you need it. Follow these tips. Get organized, write down deadlines, make a list of what needs to get done, attend tutoring, utilize learning apps, ask questions, talk to your teachers, and allow yourself to unplug from your work. Do what you can when you can, and seek help when you're feeling overwhelmed. You can do this.